morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. Before we go any further, of course, thank you to all of you for your beautiful comments and your support on my channel. I don't go a day without looking over what you're writing to me. I do want to say to people, don't feel that if you're getting a tarot reading, it means you've got to do what the tarot cards say or that every reading is going to relate to you. Please don't take it that seriously, because in all honesty, some people do write things, and I hope that you're not living your life by tarot readings. They are meant as guidance. If they don't feel right for you, then they are not for you. So if the reading sounds like something that's not affecting you, or like, for example, if you're married and we're talking about a romantic reading and you're married, then you know that that reading doesn't relate to you. So please be selective in how you take on the information from a tarot reading. They are meant for guidance, so very often they do feel like you're reading, but they're not meant for everyone. Okay. If you're interested in membership, there's a membership button now. You can join me. I was sort of half hoping I might get on to do another session this week, but time's running out. I have 2 assignments due by tomorrow, so I'm really cutting this week short. So that's up for you. If you want a personal reading with me, I am now available next week, and you can get me by using my email address, theaussiegoddess@gmail.com. I know there are a couple of people waiting for me to get back to them, and I will attend to those today and get you organised for next week. Is there anything else I need to pop in here? I don't think so. I think we're right. All right, let's get on with it. Oh, I don't know if I welcomed the new subscribers. Subscribers have gone up quite substantially in the last couple of weeks. I want to say thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoy the readings. We're going to use the Albino Rider-Waite Tarot for this reading. Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a card that talks about the past. So when it comes up, it's sort of about nostalgia. It's about thinking back at things, having things going over in your mind. It could be that you're thinking about your childhood. You could be working on childhood issues. You could be thinking about somebody or somewhere from your past. Immediately I say that I can remember somewhere I went as a kid. It can also represent a soulmate sort of connection, or somebody you feel really connected to. And don't forget, soulmates don't just come in romantic people, they come in all shapes and sizes. But generally for me, it represents the past coming in. So it can be something from the past. All right, there is something from your past here that needs to be, I would say, almost addressed. So this for me is soul contract. So it could be that you've got a person that needs to be addressed, or it could mean that you have something on your path that you need to address that's holding you back from your current life. So a lot of people will say, why do I need to do childhood healing? And that's up to you. Nobody makes you do it. But sometimes we've learned things in childhood that we take into adulthood that impede our progress. I always think of somebody saying to me once, I would never date somebody younger than me. And I remember thinking, that has already limited your relationships. What happens if somebody's 1 year younger than you? Can you not date them? Because I feel like that's sort of such a social stigma, especially for women. So men seem quite comfortable dating older women or younger women. It doesn't seem to be an issue or a problem. But some women have got so socially constructed, they believe somehow they can't date a younger man. I think we're seeing more people get that gist. But what I'm trying to say is you cannot limit yourself by what you've been told in childhood. And I always tell the story of my son saying, Mum, you lied to me. And I said, why would I have lied to you? found that really uncomfortable. And he said, you wouldn't let us go swimming after we'd eaten because our bodies would cramp and we would drown. Mum, that was an old wives' tale. And I remember thinking, I so believed that. I so believed that. And obviously I was protecting my kids. But that is what I'm talking about. Sometimes we can be so locked in or hemmed in to a way of thinking that actually is not true. That's what creates things like racism and ageism. So if you are finding that something that's happened in your childhood is currently limiting your outlook, then you probably need to revise. So for some reason, we get these old-fashioned ideas in our head and we think that's how the world is. So something here needs to be, I'd say, almost addressed for you to be moving forward. Now, this is happiness. We've seen the sun a bit this week. So there is some happiness you're almost holding yourself back from, I want to say. Now, for some of you, it could be in regards to a person, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer reading comes in today. So it could be to do with a person, okay, somebody that perhaps walked away from you or you walked away from. Okay, so it's got to end. Whatever this is, if it's a person, the universe is saying it's holding you back. If it's a way of thinking, it's holding you back. So whatever this is for you, it's something from the past that you are still clinging to that is holding you back from the future that you want to have. Now, keeping in mind, it may be a way of thinking. It may even be a way of doing something. Like, for example, you're supposed to get a job and stay there for the rest of your life. Like, who said that? If you get a degree, you've got to work in that particular industry forever. Who said that? So there are lots of things we learn when we are children and we learn as we're growing up that no longer serve us. It is not fair on us to hold ourselves back because we've got stuck in an old way of thinking. My favourite one is, I can't divorce someone. I can't divorce someone. Oh, he beats me up all the time and knocks me around, but I can't divorce him because you don't divorce your partner. What a life. But that's your choice. But whatever this is, it is holding you back from having the life you want. So I feel like there's some sort of decision, or the universe is saying there is something here that is not aligning with your path. You are not aligning with your path because you are doing something that doesn't serve you. And for some of you, it may be holding on to an old love. It may be resisting finding a new person because you're so stuck on the old person. It could be many, many things for many, many people. But whatever this is, it's about letting it go and living for you. All right, let's see where we're going. 7 of Pentacles coming through. There's definitely something that you are holding back on here. Absolutely, already. And that's destiny, fate, healing. Something you are holding back on is definitely coming through. That could be something your mother told you. You know, some of the things your parents tell you too. Let's have a look at money doesn't grow on trees. Only the rich people are horrible people. Rich people are, you know, they've got too much money, so they're not very nice. You'll never make enough money. You'll always be poor. Money doesn't grow on trees. I'm trying to think of all the ones that we got told when we were kids. And those create a lack mentality. So if you don't think you deserve something, if you think something's too hard to get, that is how your mentality will go. You will just keep manifesting that. And that's what's happening. There is something within you that you are creating a block for yourself. And it could be money, because I do have the Queen of Pentacles coming through. So you might think, you know, that you'll never be rich. Well, if you think you'll never be rich, you're never going to be rich. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. So I have you here trying to manifest something. Or there's something that you want that you can't manifest because you're going around in cycles here with this 9 of Wands. This star card tells me, whatever this is, there is something on your path that you are blocking because of this idea. And I feel like for some of you, it might be money or resources. It could also be a partner, because very often that's the card will come out when we're talking about a partner. Whatever this is, you've got yourself stuck in some sort of mindset that is not working. So I love it when people say to me, I can't do that, or I can't do this, I'm too old, I'm too short, I'm too long, I'm too thin, I'm too thick, whatever it happens to be. And I challenge them. Where is that thinking coming from? Why do you think that? All right, let's have a look at where we're going. So you've got the victory card right here. It might be, yeah, there's a rebirth. Right, I love it. Okay, that's really nice. Now, it could be about love because I have this over the top of the Queen of Pentacles. So are you one of those people who says, I'll never find anyone to love? I'll never find anyone I like. I'll never find that person. Because immediately you say that and you're putting out to the universe, you are manifesting. So with these two cards here, I would say to you, there is a good chance that you're going to, if you change your mindset, find someone or something that you thought you could never have. And you know, if you're unsure, you can always ask the universe for a sign. I feel like that's a really good way to go. Let's just keep going here. Queen of Swords coming through. Yeah, there you go. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Like being able to leave behind those sort of ideas, ways of thinking, ways of doing that no longer serve you. I remember somebody saying to me once that if you get in the patterns of doing the same things over and over and over, then you don't allow your mind to build new synapses, which is sort of always sort of made me think about, you know, things like getting old and your mind not working as it used to. So I then decided I was going to always do things differently. So if I get up in the morning, I put my clothes on differently every day. If I'm going somewhere, I take a different route. I always do things differently because I want to keep my mind on top of things. Does it work? Yet most of the time it does. Like anybody else, I get too busy, too, you know, full of stuff in my head and I forget to do something. That's just normal stuff. But if you want to keep your mind bright, then do something differently every time. Don't walk the same path for the next year. Stop halfway and move in a different direction. Always keep your mind active. Challenge. Do crosswords and Sudokus. They're very good for that because there is something here that you are trying to achieve. Look at that, karma. There is something here that you want to achieve, and there seems to be a turning point here. So I'm feeling either somebody's going to say something, and hey, it could be me, but somebody's either going to say something or somebody's going to send you a sign or give you some sort of indication. Or maybe, you know, I talk about, you know, social media. You know, a lot of people pan social media and, you know, anyway, and I don't quite understand that thinking. If you don't like it, don't watch it, don't look at it, don't do it. And that's sort of your choice. But sometimes I watch things and I listen to things and I think, wow, I've been doing that for years. I never knew that. I can tell you now, I learned that skim milk, because I drink skim milk, long life skim milk. And whenever I'd pour a full carton, it would go everywhere, no matter how careful I was. And then I watched this thing where they said, pour it the other way. So instead of pouring your skim milk from where the nozzle is forward, turn it round and pour it with the nozzle on the back and it doesn't spill. OXO cubes. I used to always crunch up the OXO cube, break the packet open and put it in my sauces and gravies. And then I watched this thing where they actually pull apart the OXO cube container, crush it in the foil and then open it and send it out. And I don't get hands all covered in OXO cubes anymore. So I think that we get so stuck in certain ways of doing things, we don't challenge our minds. And it's really important to do that. Really important. So I feel like here somehow or another something is coming in something you learned in the past that's about to be adjusted as part of your soul destiny. That's going to make a huge change. Now, because I do have a King of Cups here, it could be in relation to somebody you've got around you. But whatever it is, you are definitely leaving it behind and you're closing it off. And I feel like here, with this rebirth, it's almost whatever it is feels like it might be quite substantial because you are living your life differently because of it. I wonder what it is for you. Anyway, let's pull you an oracle card. That was really delightful reading. Oh, that one wants to come out. Okay, it's card number 6, and it's Shikana. Card 6. So if the number 6 means anything to you. Some of these cards I've never seen in all the years I've had this deck. Well, maybe 3 years. Okay. The spiritual worlds want to help you resolve your worldly concerns. It is safe for you to rely on spirit as a loving, protective, helpful and practical presence, able to positively affect all areas of your life, including facilitating the resolution of physical problems. Do not limit your spirituality to concepts. Instead, apply your higher knowledge and principles, grow your wisdom and live your path. Acknowledge your value as a person, as a soul, treasure the gift of your path and let your spirituality integrate with all facets of your life. Now I'm feeling I just want to have a little poke further with that one. Sacred feminine. Our existence is very different to the ego-driven way of living. Oh my goodness. So whatever it is, maybe you're hiding a talent away because your parents said to you, you'll never be able to be an actor, you'll never make money. Or you'll never be able to, I don't know. What did your parents tell you? Remember, I was using the astronaut as my example. I loved talking to my grandchildren in the way that I was never spoken to. I'd tell them all the time that they're beautiful, they're wonderful, they can achieve anything they want, and so does their mother. So I did something right with mine. But I just think that something here is so important and you're holding back. All right, I'll leave you with that. I'm sure you'll comment for me when you get this because I think a lot of people are going to go, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, much love.